Okay, so I guess we can start. So, firstly, good evening, everyone. I am really thrilled to welcome you all to the day three of our web campaign. Today, we will be focusing on hands on experience with JavaScript, and I can't really wait to see what you all create. So, I'm really excited about this, and today we will be learning from Mr. Shashwat Tare, who is an associate consultant at Oracle Finance Service Software Limited, and he will be guiding us through today. And this event is more than just about learning new skills. It's about pushing ourselves to becoming better at web developers and having fun while we do it. I'm really excited to see what new projects you all can build with your newfound JavaScript knowledge to use. So let's dive in and ask questions, take notes, and have a productive and enjoyable event. So I guess now I'll be moving on. I'll be passing the mic to Mr. Shashwat, sir.
Hi, Aman. Thank you for this incredible introduction again. So, hello guys. Finally, after two workshop days, I was able to get my lighting correct so that I can show you my face. And today, I don't have much planned for you because I have an important step in your web dev career which I would like to show you. So, first of all, I would like to carry forward from yes last workshop day where we were stuck in between two things. One was that we couldn't perform this email validations in JavaScript which we were going through, and we were a little bit lagging behind on time. So I would like to go through that once again, and we'll take forward our other parts as well. And then we have that document dot write where we were looking into uh, uh, just clearing out the whole document and giving out some new message. After these two are done, I have something very important in a web developer's part of job that I would like to show you, which I think usually is not uh, taught or showcased with hands-on experience in our normal day-to-day web development lectures or workshops. So let's go on with our email validations first. Sorry. So let's where were we? Yesterday we had a function validate email with us. We had some variable mail. We had a variable namely the mail check, which regex which we took from W3 school. A very helpful tool for every coder nowadays, whether it be web development, whether it be Java, Python, C. So there it is. So then we were looking into why we couldn't process our mail. So right now what I will do is I'll just clear this out and we will directly assign it during our variable declaration itself, which we can easily do it. So I'll just say variable mail is equal to delete to take from document, then ask it to take it from our form. This form which is there, I'll tell you how it is being done. So first of all, I'll just say that this is a form, and then I'll just give its ID or a name that you have to pick up the email. In the form, I'll just assign it a name that you need to have a name as that my JavaScript knows that it has to take the values from you. So once this is done, what we can do is what we will do next is we will change some syntax and parts from our button also, so that it is not much populated in the buttons, and I will assign those tasks such as on-click functions and all that in the form declaration itself. So I'll just form, I'll say that whenever someone submits the form, so submit, what you will do is this validate email, and yeah, this should do it. And button, and it's well. So then I'll save it. I'll go over here and check this again. So now I'll just enter my check. So this is right now valid. It's ABC, but it's not valid. GS, and we have to change over here our conditions to which our validation is being performed. So right now we had a very simple validation, but I don't. After going through this validation, I realized that this is not how I used to do them, and we don't use them nowadays. So what we'll do is I'll just come here and say that the mail variable value match, go and check its value match. Check. Now this is done. With that, I'll just say sorry, alert valid at wrong email. Okay, check this once again. So, okay, so now it's wrong. Check for some other test cases also. Let's say this strings again says that it's a wrong email. I'll go with my tool and check it now. Value. So this is the correct having the email check. In this, you can have various functionalities in the if block and else block, but mainly this is the core function. So over here, what we are doing is using JavaScript's inbuilt functionality. We are taking the value of mail, like the exact value of mail, and then using the match functionality inside the JavaScript to check it with a predefined variable mail check. So if this returns true, then the alert which we get is valid. I just say valid email. And if it's false, then it will go over here and just say this is a wrong email. That's it. So this was an email validation. In similar way, you can have mobile number validation with number of digits you can allow. You can have name validations like the name should not be more than 8 characters, 10 characters, 12 characters. So that is something that depends on you and how you want to create a form, and how what all validations you need. It is not something that is a restriction that you must use, but it is suggested that validations are helpful when you are going through the data. When you are storing the data, you don't want some random data, null values in your data to get the trouble of working with the data whole again and again and again. Now, the next part, which is remaining to showcase to you, is that document dot write where we were looking to how to replace everything. Let's say, for example, I everything. So the script. Uh, okay, what we can do is, if you guys want this variable function, give it, create a new variable. So in this, we'll do is we have the PID magic with us already. So let this magic right. First of all, clear all of our past, and I will just tell it to the document and give the value. Here, since we don't have any function call over here, I'll just get myself another items button. Sorry, that take. You go and fetch function. Say, so I'll go over here and now we just have this is how document file works, which I speak since I had written over here. So what document.write does is it's simple. So what document.write does is that JavaScript will do is it will go into document, the whole document. It considers our website as a whole document. Go there, find something that's written as document.write. We'll just go there and remove everything that is present over here and will display anything and everything that is defined over here. There is you can have another web page or means some sort of website also coded over here. That is all a little bit more advanced, and I don't want to go into such depths right now. It would be much more into the advanced JavaScript things and all that. You might have a subject in third year, mostly, namely advanced web programming. If you guys take that, there you will get these all functionalities to go on. So now I feel that I would like to stop with the JS over here so that I can display you one other thing. So everybody remembers on day one we were working on our CV, right? There was we were trying to create a CV, and then I had shared my GitHub link for you to go there and check out that page. So what we are going to do today is that we would try and upload this CV on internet and have a link so that we can access it and give anyone else the link so that they can also access it. So now that is considered under web hosting instead of website development. So there are some things that you have to keep in mind, and that's so a basic knowledge is that the main page of your website, if your website has multiple pages, then the main page of your website should be named as index.html. That's a rule defined in the web hosting steps, that your main page should be index.html. And the next thing is that our web hosting works in certain ways, like there's a public folder. Inside the public folder only you would have all your files that are needed for web development, web hosting, sorry, not web development. So since we are working with GDSC and all that, so we would be looking at Google's free website hosting platform, website and other app hosting platform, namely uh, Firebase, or just Firebase as people know. So first of all, I would like everyone to just go console.firebase or just search, just go to firebase.google and log in over there. Once you are done, so anyone can inform about the same.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now as we have logged in with our Google account, any one Google account, step is pretty simple. I'll just change my Google account for here. And one of my other Google accounts. I close these tabs and I will say go to the console. Now Firebase lets you host a website that is static website. Now, what is a static website? A static website is a website which is just similar to our CV. Like there is nothing that needs a database to it, or nothing that is required some backside processing using, let's say, we need to have the PHP and XMP servers and all that. If that is not required in your website and you want to host your website, you have GitHub pages, you have Firebase, and some more places to host your website. Today, for just a base, starting base, and the easier approach, I will be showing you how to create a website using Firebase. So over here, once you have gone to your console, just click create a project and give it a name. So we'll say, for me, this is a GDSC CU website that I am creating. Next, I will press on continue. So it shows me what all things I can have. So here it says that you can have Google Analytics for a Firebase project. So Google Analytics is a tool given by Google to developers, which you can analyze different parts of your website, including how quick your JavaScript is, how quick your CSS loads. There's a lot of things in Google Analytics. It's some there are courses for Google analysis, there are courses for SEO optimization, and that is also part of web development only. So always remember, web development is not just creating websites. It might be possible that you want to go into web development but don't want to get into front end and all that. Then you can get into these lines where you are suggesting the changes that can be done so that a website runs faster, runs smoother, and all that. So Firebase is very helpful to us. Whenever I go and click OK, I'll say select an account. So I'll say default account and I'll say create a project for me. So what Firebase will do, take some time, it will go on to its servers, and it will be providing me some resources where I can post my website very easily. And as as it says that my website project is ready, I'll just press continue. And now here we have various what we say options to select from, like cloud messaging, A/B testing, and all that. We don't have to go in that. Neither we have to add any Android app or iOS app. We'll just come over here into the build. We'll go to hosting. Inside the hosting, it's very simple. They also show you a what we can say is a training video. And when you click on get started, now these steps are important for us. So before clicking OK or next, what I will do is I'll go to my folder space where I have created this files. I'll say I will read these files over here and go to day 3, which is today, and paste it. So now we have our files over here. Next, we are using npm install. So npm is part of Node.js which needs to be installed in your system. If it's not installed in your system, no worries. Just go to Google, it. I want Node.js to be downloaded. Here, the first link is there. Just click over there. Take the installer for your system. I suppose in right now with everyone using the latest Windows and system devices, the 64-bit is only available with every one of you. Just download 64-bit one. I'll say I'm going to 3 and saved. So once it is saved, we have to run this installer. Since I have it installed already, it won't go through. But it's very simple. You just have to click next, next, next. Please do that. And if any one of you faces some issue, please inform me.
Sure, sir. I guess some of them would already be having, and those who don't have it, they would be installing it soon.
Yeah. So we'll wait for everyone to for their installation process to complete, because I suppose at home I have a faster internet, and hostel right now with the time being peak for everyone to use their phones, Wi-Fi won't be that strong.
Yes, sir.
I suppose everyone is done with their installation for Node.js. If not, please, if you want, you can send a chat message also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's go ahead. So wherever your files are saved for your CV or any web page you want to go live with for this uh, demo process only, just go there in your file explorer, click over here, type cmd and press enter. It will open a command prompt in the same window itself, in same file explorer location itself. So this is the font size for you all. And next we follow the steps that are given by our trusty Google Firebase. So it says that we have to install our Firebase tools. That's npm install -g Firebase tools. So type Firebase. For me, it's already installed, but I think it will still try to install once and give some error. Okay, so now Firebase tools is installed. Go back to your console. I will say yes, this is done. Should be the next step. So the next step is basically Firebase login and Firebase initialization. So what is Firebase login? Firebase login is very simple. Just come here. First of all, we will check Firebase space hyphen E. Check if it's installed correctly or not. It will determine your version info. I have the version. I will just publish. So right now it is looking into the details and see it has found that I have been currently logged in with the email ID that I have used to log into the console. Log me out from here, please. Once, and it has logged me out. And again say Firebase login. So now it's asking us that allow Firebase to collect command line interface and emulator suite usage and error reporting information. Say after giving this permission, it will let you log into your Google account, and these errors and error reporting information is basically it will check where it fails during login or logout and all that. So over here again I will choose the email ID that I have used over here. So that is this one. Access select and give it the permission as allow. And it says Firebase CLI login successful. So now it is successfully logged into the Firebase command line interface, and it will store your details till you tell it to log out. So see, right now I had logged in this way before, like 6 7 months ago. Now I asked it to log out, so it has removed me from my system itself. Then again I said log me in. I'll use the same email ID. So now it has logged in. Next, what we have to do is Firebase init. It simply uh, it initializes and re- just makes your folder from where you are going to deploy uh, ready to be deployed and your website to be ready to go live. So I'll say yes, I'm ready to proceed. Over here right now, since we are just hosting our website and we don't want anything else, I'll come down using my arrow keys. I'll use my space bar to select this option. So this is hosting, configure files for Firebase hosting, and optional setup GitHub action deploys. So what is a GitHub action deploy? GitHub action deploys is uh, like you connect your website's GitHub repository to Firebase. So whenever I'm working on my website and I save some code on my local drive and I'm checking on my local drive that yes, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. And then I push my final code on GitHub. As soon as I push my final code on GitHub, it will the Firebase will get to know that I have pushed something on my GitHub for this website for this repository. It will fetch all the files that were pushed on that particular commit and deploy it on your website simultaneously. Since we are not going into that, we'll just say that configure my files for right now only. I'll press enter. Now it's asking me that do you want to use an existing project? Do you want to create a new project? Do you want to add Firebase to an existing Google Cloud Platform project? Or don't set up a default project. So I'll say I want to use my existing project which I had created in my Firebase console. So I'll say use an existing project. So now it went through my Firebase console. It was looking for all the projects that are present in that Firebase console for my given login ID or email ID. It found that I have a project named GDSC CV website, which is correct. I know that. So I'll say yes, this is the only project I have created till date, and I would like to use this project only for my website. So I'll say enter. So now it is asking me, what do you want to use as your public directory? So if since we have not yet created a public directory, so what we'll say is I'll just press enter. It will create a public directory on its own, and there we can use shift our files so that we can deploy it easily. So we'll just so now it has asked me configure as a single page app. So it says rewrite all URLs to index.html. So now this is a very important step for us right now. Since our CV is only one single page website, we can say yes, you can configure this project as a single page app. But if you have, say, for example, a website for NMIMS Shirpur. So NMIMS Shirpur has a lot of pages inside it. Say, for example, the engineering page, the pharmacy page, then there's faculty page, then administration page, admissions page. So there we don't use single page app. There it's a multiple page app, and there you will give n in the answer. But over here you can press Y and enter. Now it is asking me set up automatic builds and deploys with GitHub. I don't want to do it right now. If I want, I will do it later. So right now I'll say N. So now it has created a folder inside my day3 folder with the name public, and it has given a index.html file. After this, it has written some JSON and some files that are required by the Firebase, and also a git ignore file whenever I decide to add my GitHub to it. And it says Firebase initialization complete. Now if I go over here, so you see there's Firebase RC, git ignore, firebase.json files created outside, and inside this public here is an index.html which says Firebase hosting setup is completed. Now what I'll do is I'll click on next. It will say the final step to deploy your website is Firebase deploy. So I'll come back to my command prompt. I'll say Firebase deploy my website. As simple as this. Now it will go through our folder. It will go to our hosting and it will say that this is deployed. Now it will give us the links also to our console and to our hosting URL. So this is our console. I'll say control, uh, click, left click, open our Firebase console over here. Since my you direct login is into a different account, it will right now say the project does not exist or you do not have permission to view it. So I'll just close it over here. I'll continue to the console. This is my website project. This is the hosting. Now it will show me that there's this GDSC CV website.web.app, GDSC CV website, Firebase app. These are two different domains that we can use. And also this is the current release history. So this shows you all the versions of website that you have pushed on to the Firebase servers using Firebase deploy from over here. So, yeah. So once this is done, give it some time, wait for it. Over here, you can see number of files that are deployed. So right now it shows you 3. And from here, you can go to your website, or from here, this control click. Right now, this is showing me Firebase hosting setup complete. It's not showing me my CV. Why is that? That is because my CV and all the data, the cv.css files is outside my public folder. Always remember, any website you go live or you host should be in the public folder only. So I'll just control C them or control X them, go to public, and I'll say paste over here. And over here still, even if I Firebase deploy them right now, or I just say that I will deploy them right now, what will happen is it will find 3 files. Right now it just found 1 file in my directory that was public. Now it will say found 3 files in public. It has uploaded those 3 files. Deploy complete. We got the message. We have the console link. We have the website link. But even now, if I go to my console over here, I'll refresh it. So over here, now the current one has changed to the current timestamp when I use the Firebase deploy option. The files will get updated in a little while. It takes some time since it's free and it goes to the cloud and then it comes back to us. So it will take a little bit time. But once this is done, again the number of file would be updated to 3. But what you will see is even after doing that step, this is the only page you can see. It's not our CV. It's just this sample page that was created by Firebase for us. So why is that? The simple answer is whenever you deploy a website on a server and use a web link to access it, what happens is that web link and the server communication is done on the first page for index only. You cannot name your page as home page, main page, or NMIMS home or something. The first page of your website which you want to be loaded on the first step, let's say, even if I say NMIMS, even if I go and click nmims.edu, so this page which you are seeing right now would be named index.html in its server. The same goes for Google or GitHub. Let's take GitHub for us. So the first page that GitHub loads for me is always index.html. It's not login.html or login dot different extensions of what we can use. So what we have to do over here is we also have to go to our folder. We'll say we don't need this page now, so I'll just delete this page. I will say cv.html. You can be my index.html now. I'll just go quickly to my Visual Studio Code. I'll go in day 3. I'll go into the public folder and I will open this. And here my CSS is cv.css, which I don't want to change. So I'll just keep it cv.css. Now it's saved. Now what I'll do is I'll again deploy it. Every time you change something and you want it to be reflected on your website with the web address, say for example GDSC-cv-website.web.app, you have to deploy this onto the server. We'll wait for this to happen. Now it's done. I'll go to my console over here and refresh my console. It's 10:13 right now. You see, there's a timestamp of 10:13 right now. It says this is the current and latest deployment or website release history. I'll wait for the files to pop in over here, and once these come, we'll check our web app link also. Now over here you have different options also, which I'll show you. Some brief options which you can use, not all the options. Some more time. So currently our GDSC-CV-website.web app is this site, but we want it to be our CV, it should look like this. So we'll come here, we'll again check if our files are being populated, and now our files are there. So I'll just come up here, I'll click over here, I'll see this still needs some time, and now our CV is there. So now if I use this link and give it to any one of you, you can go and check my website over here. This is same for you guys also. You want to share your website with anyone, then you can share it via this. Now, some of you would be like, okay, so we know that this this is how a hosting is done, but this does not look very cool. Why should I have web.app in my URL? Why don't I get my own URL? So yes, you can have your own URL. It's not a big deal. It's comparatively easy to get your own URL. And once you get that URL, which is also known as domain, you have to click over here, add custom domain. Over here, you will show that you will place your domain name over here. Once you do that, uh, otherwise you can just find your domain through Google domain also. Then you have to verify your ownership. So that is done via some DNS and everything is there in the backend and all that. And once that is done, you just go live on it. And you have one more domain over here which is linked to your website. That is, say for example, if I want, means I have not done it yet, but I am planning to do it, is URL for me, say namely Tare for me. If I want this, right now there's nothing on this. I'll go to Google domains or some various domain name providers. I'll buy this domain for me. Then it will give me some list of options in that domain, like how can I link to my hosting and all that. And from there, we have this add a custom domain settings. You go into verify ownership, you give the DNS name that links your domain from different service provider or Google domains to this project, and then it's just a go live a button away, and then whenever you open shashwattare.me, it will show you. So with this, I would like to end the suggested 3-day web development and the additional web hosting campaign or workshop from my side. If you have any doubts for this last part, you can go ahead and ask me.
So so it was great sir, मतलब यहाँ तक का ये आई गेस फर्स्ट टाइम होगा कि इन्होंने डिप्लॉयमेंट देखा होगा। डिप्लॉयमेंट
Yes.
हम लोगों ने आज तक कवर नहीं किया कभी पहले।
Yeah, I remember like even in college also, till I was there, even in advanced web programming, we never had deployment as a topic or a unit for us. But I think that deployment is one of the most necessary parts of web development, because you might create a lot of websites, but what is the use of those websites if you can't display them to the world? As simple as that.
Yes sir, right, exactly.
Guys, if you have any doubts you don't want to ask right now, you can feel free to connect me or the GDSC team. GDSC team, you all know. If you want to connect with me, you can always ping me on LinkedIn. I might not respond quickly, but I will be sure to respond everyone.
So, as our web campaign comes to an end, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you for attending and making this event a great success. We hope that you have found the workshop informative, enjoyable, and productive. I would also like to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation to our speaker, Shashwat Tare, sir. His knowledge and expertise in web development has been invaluable to us throughout the campaign. We appreciate his time and dedication in sharing his knowledge and experience with all of us. This event would not have been possible without the efforts and dedication of our entire team. I would like to thank all of our team members for their hard work, creativity, and dedication to making this event a reality. Once again, thank you for all of you for joining us, and we hope to see you all again soon for our future events. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you sir, thank you, it was great having you as a speaker, so we learned a lot from you. And
It was
thank
always
you.
a pleasure to come back to the college, which has given me these many opportunities to help you guys out.